2 signatures for our October one-of-a-kind junk journal challenge. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, it's Julie, and I'm here with my October one-of-a-kind junk journal challenge journal, and I'm on 2 signatures. So I've put together 2 signatures to fit into my cover. Okay, I've used images from the Laura's Roses kit from Dear Julie Julie, images from the Antique Roses kit, that's this one, and various papers that I had in my stash. So I'm at the point that I've chosen my papers, so we'll go through and check those out really quick. I have this lace paper. I have some places where I know I'm going to go ahead and attach the 2 pages. There's the love seat for the day where I talk about my parents. And we have some music paper and this awesome grid paper that was in my dad's office. We have some stationery, vintage stationery, and an atlas page. That might be from a Thomas guide. And a page from the guest book. And this is from the Antique Roses, one of the pages. And this is also from the Antique Roses. You can see I've got 2 pages here that I can go ahead and put together. This is also an image from the Antique Roses kit. Then you come back here and I have this. Go to the grid. This is from the Antique Roses kit. Some more stationery. This is scrapbook cardstock, and it gives you a nice big pocket. Another one from the Antique Roses kit. This is from the Red Roses ephemera kit, digital kit. And we got some grid paper here. This is the inside page of a book. And another one. So that is what I have chosen for my 2 signatures. My book is going to be for my 30 days of Thanksgiving. And and I decided to go with roses. And so there we go. So I have cut out a piece of grid paper that is the size of my spine. Okay, so if I was to lay this down here, it fits the spine of my my book. I'm gonna want to be able to put 2 signatures in here. So first I'm gonna go ahead and go down the center just like this and fold it. Okay, and that gives me my center spot. So when I go in to mark these, I'm going to be able to use this same template, and I'll use that center spot. Okay, now I'm also going to go in, actually we're going to I don't want to go right to the center, because what happens when I go right to the center is I end up with a pretty good area in the center. So I'm going to pull it a little bit over, and I'm just making my template here, you guys. Okay, so then I'm going to fold my template down. I'm trying to get my squares to line up so that I know that I'm sort of centered. It's easier with my bigger square graph paper, but I don't know where it's at. Okay, so there. Okay, and now I'm going to unfold it. This is just how I make my template, okay? You are going to be able to make yours however you want. So there I have my 3 lines. Now the one thing is, I know I'm gonna do 5-hole pamphlet stitch because I have several different sizes of paper in this journal, and to hold them together, that is what I'm gonna do. So this gives me my center spot, and I know that I'm gonna want a center spot. Okay, so there's my center. And then I know that I'm going to be having a center spot on my 2 signature holes. Okay, so there's that. Then what I can do is, it ends up that we're actually on a line. So I can go ahead and count up squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I go there and there, let's go to 13. Okay, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that it is high enough on my, so I'm going to cross this one off. 13, 14, 15. Go to 16. And then start over. Cross this one off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I like this much better. Okay, so you're getting a real look at how I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we'll just we'll fast forward here. Okay, so that gives us our template for our 5-hole pamphlet stitch. We'll be using this for the signatures, and we'll use these 2 outside ones to mark our hardcover. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to mark our hardcover. There. We have these 4. I'm going to make sure that we're lined up, and there we go. Okay, so if we close this up, yeah, okay, like it. Now, you can go ahead and just put your mark. You can mark it. I'm going to use my little thumbtack. Now remember, I use this because I have thumb issues, and now we are going through a whole lot here because I did on my cover, it's 2 pieces of board glued together, and the glue actually acts as another barrier. Okay, so when you're, just so you know, when you are making your covers, your glue acts like another sheet of barrier. Okay, so I'm using this all and going all the way through it. Okay, then I'm going to come over and let's do this one. Okay, remember, we're not doing the center this time because we only have 2 signatures. If you had 3, you could use that 3rd set of holes as your 3rd signature. Okay, so we're going to be doing this all the way down, punching the hole, moving it around, pulling it out, and putting the awl through just to give us that little bit more. And see, now we've got our holes. You'll be able to see them. So fast forward to finishing this. And here we are, pulling the awl out of our last hole. And so we can go ahead, and that is all marked. And look at there. So we have all 10 holes put through, and we can also see them on this side. Should we have any trouble, we'll just go through with the awl or the punch and be able to find the other side. So now we are going to work on our signatures. So we're going to open them to the center page. And I've already, while we were going through it, I pretty much moved the pages down where I wanted them. Okay, one thing I forgot to do, and it's very important when you're doing this, is I did not put top and bottom. So, yeah, I was pretty sure this would go top. Okay, so you want to write top, especially when you're doing this part. Okay. Now we've folded our grid paper down the center, and we are going to put it in the center. Now, very important that you know which way is up. Okay, which way is up. Find the top of your paper. Now remember, this is not going to fit exactly, like the end of your paper is not going to go right here. Now, what might be a good idea is to come in and cut our paper or fold it down. I'm going to fold it down, okay? And then that way I don't have, I'll be even with both my signatures. I'm going to fold it down because I might want to use this again, because I have 5 of this same book that I used for the outside. Okay, so I've folded that down to where I wanted it. The bottom is okay that it's open. The most important thing to me is the top. Okay, now I'm going to come back and I'm going to attach my 2 of my edges. Okay, 2 of my edges. There's 2 of my edges. Now we're going to need our other 2, and we need our cover. Okay, we're going to open up our cover. Now we want to make sure this is the first signature that I wanted in here. I am going to go ahead and on this type where I am using, where it's more than one signature, I'm going to mark my holes just like this before it goes on here. Okay, so I'm in here, got my, look, I have another mouse pad. Cool. I love these mouse pads where you get the mouse pad and the paper. Okay, so I'm going to go in and just punch my hole through. Punching it through and making it go around. Punching my hole through. Making it go around. Punching my hole through. Making it go around. But don't use that one. We're going to use that one. And the making it go around, that just makes it so it's easier for your needle to go through. Okay, so there we go. Okay, now pull my template out, put it aside. Okay, now what I'm going to do next, that is not holding. Let's, sometimes you gotta send your paper clip inside out, right? Okay, so what you're gonna want to do next is pull out your thread or string. I'm using embroidery that would be used to make like little doilies, because that's what I have. I am very much about using what I have, and I pull a little on the end, go 1, 2, 3, and like a half. And it's more than what I need, but since I started doing that and not worrying so much about every little piece of this, I've had less of my threads go through and where I had to start over. Okay, so I already have a thread threaded. Okay, I've got one threaded. I'm going to pull it a little bit more. Okay, so we are going to go. Now, when I'm doing two signatures into a big signature, then I do go ahead, because things start moving around, I do go ahead and I tie a paper clip on the end. Okay, I tie a paper clip on the end to help me as I'm moving this around, it doesn't end up going through. So let's make sure. Yeah, I got enough. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go through the center here, through my center hole. Ta-da! Yay, we've started. Okay, so now we're going to check and make sure that this is our front cover. This is our #1 signature. And we're going to find the middle hole, and we're going to go from the inside to the outside of that hole. Okay, inside to the outside of that hole. Yay! Okay, now on mine, I'm going to go ahead and go up. So this is where it starts getting harder. And I'm going to find my second hole, which is right here. Okay, and I'm going to go through. Okay, so I've brought my thread through, and now I'm going to go to my signature, and I'm going to do the same thing and bring it all the way through. Now I'm going to go to the top hole and go back. Ta-da! Back through the top hole. Through the top hole. There we go. And tighten it. Okay. Okay, now you see you have a little bit of play back here. I don't need as much. I want some because I need to be able to get my next hole. I'm going to come back to the same hole and I'm going to go through here. Okay. There we go. So I've come through and come back through the second hole. Okay. Now I have to do the same thing on the journal. Second hole. And there we go. Now I'm going to pull this way, and that's just so that possibly maybe I won't get stuck up into the thread from before. And I'm going to pull it through. Okay, there we go. And now we got to go back down in this hole. So we're back at the middle hole and pulling it through. There we go. Okay, now if you get knotted up, you want to go ahead and undo your thread. Take care of this right away if you get knotted up. You don't want to, you don't want to be dealing with that in the end. It's much easier to just rethread your needle. I go with the smallest needle that I can easily thread. It's a darning needle. Oh, darn. Okay. So, just pressing it together and moving it back and forth, I should be able to get it through. There we go. Okay. Okay, so, like I said, if you end up, you'll want to... Okay, and I do want that much room apart because I want to be able to work with this without it being sideways, kind of. Okay, so I'm going to go now through my next hole here. And I'm able to see the hole on this side, but it wasn't getting me through the hole on that side, and that happens sometimes. Okay, so just checking it. There we go. See, just a little check and it makes it much easier. Okay, so now back through. I think you've probably got the idea of how we're going to do this. We're going to do the same thing down here on the bottom that we did up there on the top. There we go. And back down through this hole. And you see why I go ahead and have the longer string, so that I have this play right here. And I'm able, I mean, when you're doing this, you'll go, oh yeah, now I see why she. Okay, so here we're going to go through. Okay, and this is my very last hole to come back through into the signature. And you can see my needle is so big, I have to be really careful here. Okay, okay, so now I've collected some other papers from the messy desk. Okay. Okay, so here we go. And now we need to pull our strings and get it all situated. And you can just go ahead and figure out where you want to start pulling from. Okay, so this one, okay, so I'm pulling the bottom ones tight first. Okay, so they're good and tight. Then we go to the outside and get an idea of where we want to pull from. Okay, so this one is going to pull from there. This one is going to pull that, you see? And then this, if I come to here, that one is going to pull this straight. But we can come back here and pull it tight first, and then pull it in here. Now you want to check up against your edge here and make sure you don't have any thread bubbles. Thread bubbles would be a place that your thread is sticking out. That would not be a good thing. Okay, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go ahead and double tie this, and there I have my first signature put in. Okay, so we'll fast forward and go through the second signature. Now, if you know what you're going to put on your signature ties while your needle's in, you might want to go ahead and do that while your needle is in. So this is our first signature is put in, and we can take out our paper clips so that we can use them in the second signature, and I will be back when the second signature is put in. I hope that this helped you going through and actually putting that signature in. There you go. And here we are, just tying up the end of the second signature. Again, just, yeah. So, if you want to see a funny video, it wasn't funny while I was making it, but it ended up, it's called How Not to Sew in Your Signatures. I was videotaping, and everything that could go wrong, I think, everything did. I sewed one upside down. I sewed the front backwards twice, probably, all those things, and I'll put that video when I find it. I'll put it in the description box down below. Just a little comic relief, especially if you had any trouble putting in your signatures. So all those little hints, those came to you because I have sewn my signatures in upside down. I have sewn the second signature where the first one was supposed to be. I have sewn the signature where there was not supposed to be a signature. All those different things, I have had that happen. So there I have my 2 signatures. That is the number 2 part of this journal challenge, is to have 2 signatures. Now mine have several pages in each signature. Each signature, yours does not need to have several pages. It can just be a small journal. We just wanted to up it a little bit and actually have 2 signatures in your journal. So there we go. So right now my journal does lay flat, and then the next thing I'll do is I'll go through and make sure that all my pages lay down, the ones that are supposed to. I may go through and glue my pockets next. Like if I'm on the phone or something, that's something that I will do a lot of the time. And I'm also looking for places for the number 3, which is belly bands. So I'm going to be looking for places that I might put a belly band, and also, you know, the other elements that I have coming up. So these places may end up getting scrunched together. I may glue them together, or I may glue them into a large pocket, or I may use them. But I purposely didn't put a small thing in there in case I wanted to go ahead and do that. So that is my 2 signatures for the October one-of-a-kind junk journal challenge. I hope you're following along and that you are doing each of the 13 elements. So this was number 2 signatures. Okay, and then we'll probably attach something here. Probably. That's the other side of that cool paper that has the love seat. And then we have a flip out here. So all these fun things. There's the center and our next signature. So there we go. A little step closer to finishing and having this journal ready for my 30 days of Thanksgiving. This is the journal that I will be using in November to tell my 30 days of Thanksgiving story. Find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the description box for the playlist for the October one-of-a-kind junk journal. And also, if I find that funny video, it will be down there. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. Bye.